Well, hello everybody and welcome to our webinar here today. We're kind of excited about this one because it's been actually somewhat of a long time in the making. So here we're going to talk about MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 that many of you have provided feedback for us on over the years as we move from our original MarketSharp Mobile to this one. So title of this particular webinar is Helping Your Sales Team Sell with MarketSharp 2.0. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Today's presenters, again, are going to be myself, Tim Mush, Director of Business Development here at MarketSharp, Improvement 360, and RoofSnap. And then doing a demo here today on MarketSharp 2.0 is my friend Rob Culp, who's been with MarketSharp for many years. Rob is a product care advocate too on the product care team at MarketSharp. So we're excited to have Rob with us. Now keep in mind you can communicate with us throughout the webinar through the use of the communication palette. You should have had one pop up when you logged in. It should be in your face right now. And there's an area there that says questions. So if you want to send questions or comments our way, feel free to use that. We'll do our best to monitor that throughout the duration of the webinar. We got a large crowd here today, so we'll do our best to keep up and get your questions answered either with a text message back, or we might bring up your question on the call for the whole group to benefit. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Agenda-wise, here's what we're going to do. First off, a little intro information to set the stage, and then a little bit about MarketSharp, reminding you of some of the things MarketSharp can do. Not a bad idea to continually be reminded about what's in the software, because I think you probably all know that many times we don't use everything that's there. So a couple reminders about that. And then we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about some of the successes you as a group. By you, I mean collectively as a group of users of MarketSharp. We're going to talk about some metrics that we're able to pull here at MarketSharp that really indicates how well we're all doing as a group. So a little bit on that, and then an important announcement that's upcoming. I think you're going to like that. And then some upcoming events that we're going to invite you to because we're sponsoring those events. And then about MarketSharp Mobile 2.0, I'll just spend a couple minutes just briefly summarizing some of the things it can do. And then the bulk of today's content is going to be bringing Rob into the picture, and Rob is going to actually demo MarketSharp Mobile 2.0. He's probably not going to get into every nook and cranny because that certainly would take more time than we got dedicated here today. But he certainly will give you enough information so you get a pretty good feel for what it's all about. And then you can take that information from there and actually we're going to show you a way you can download MarketSharp 2.0 and fiddle with it. And there's a demo database in there so you can mess with it, or you can use one of your licenses and actually use it. So we're very excited about that. And then be sure to hang around for the Q&A part of this, because already a lot of questions have come in, and this might be where you learn the most about MarketSharp 2.0. There's some certain things about it that you need to know, and we're going to answer those in the Q&A session. So be sure to hang around for that. And then we'll give you that information about how you can get started and download the app and take a look at it on your own. So if you don't mind, a quick poll here. We love to know who's on the webinars with us. So I'm going to run a quick poll by you. And this one's quite easy. Quickly, we just like to know how long your company has been using MarketSharp CRM. And of course, the choices are 0 to 6 months, 6 to 12, 1 to 3 years, over 3 years. And maybe you're not sure, maybe you're a new employee and you're really not sure how long your company has had MarketSharp CRM. So go ahead and submit your information here. I'm going to leave this poll up for just a few more seconds. Looks like, gosh, almost all of you submitted your responses so far. So thanks so much for that. So I'm going to close the poll right about now. And wow, here's what we got going on. We got the bulk of you in either 1 to 3 years, or 53% of you have been using MarketSharp CRM for over 3 years. So that's awesome. Thanks for that. Gives us a pretty good idea on who's on the webinar with us. So onward, talking about what MarketSharp is, and you should know that if you've been using it for 3 years, but invariably we go to these events that many of you attend. And oftentimes you come up to our booth and say, we really like MarketSharp. We like it because it does this, that, and so forth. But frankly, we know we're just scratching the surface of using it. And that's probably the norm. with MarketSharp. But frankly, it's probably the norm with any CRM. So don't feel bad about that. As a reminder, what MarketSharp can do in helping you with your business is it really can help in 6 key areas. First off, marketing and lead generation, then lead management, things like communication, scheduling, tracking, etc. Lead conversion, this is a big thing, and it's really getting to be a big thing. So it can really help you in many ways with lead conversion. And of course, in your customer and job management, creating lifetime customers, helping you get more repeat business and referral business. And obviously, the last thing it can help you with is knowing all your numbers, which allows you to manage your business by the numbers. So those are the 6 areas MarketSharp helps with. I think you guys know all that. Today, we're probably going to focus on 2 of these areas. MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 is really designed for salespeople in the field, and it's really going to help you in your lead management, your lead conversion aspects of what MarketSharp does for your business. So what you're going to get here in a little bit is an announcement upcoming of what we're going to do to help you with more training with MarketSharp. And when you think about that, what that means is we're going to be hitting all 6 of these areas pretty hard for you in terms of training. So keep your email open and watch for notifications of up and coming stuff on more training with emails similar to what we have going on here today. So let's now talk about you. And last year, a great year for you guys as a group. We're pretty lucky here at MarketSharp because we can have access to all this aggregate data. By aggregate, I mean the statistical information of all MarketSharp users across the country, which there are between 1,000 and 2,000 companies that use MarketSharp and over 10,000 individuals that use MarketSharp day in and day out. And here's what it looked like for you guys as a group last year. A little over 3 million leads were generated and managed within the CRM. As you can see here, 61.7% of those turned into appointments set, about 1.9 million of those. Of those, 72% turned into leads issued to salespeople. And of those, 77.8% turned into leads actually demoed, resulting in 379,000 sales. Average sale 93.80. So total installed sales, you as a group, get this, $3.556 billion. That's pretty awesome. So you should be proud of that and your contribution to that. And every year that continues to grow. So just wanted to give a little bit of shout out to you as a group of MarketSharp users and how great a job you're doing with your businesses. So good job. Keep it up, and we'll do our part here and try to help you get more benefit out of the MarketSharp program. So now an important announcement before we get into MarketSharp Mobile 2.0. And what that is we're beginning again something that has been around in the past. It's called MarketSharp Online University. And this is a monthly training series dedicated to the strategic use of MarketSharp in your business. So what we mean by that is we're going to talk about how MarketSharp can help you in certain areas of the business, not necessarily diving deep into the how-tos. We have a different training webinar series for that many of you probably joined a week or 2 ago, and that's going to continue. But on a monthly basis, we're going to have this strategic use of MarketSharp training. It's going to be available for you. Things like how MarketSharp can help you when you do home shows. How MarketSharp can help you follow up on unsold leads. So strategically, things that MarketSharp can help you do. I think you'll love this training. It's been very popular in the past, and we're looking forward to getting this going again. So when that's going to launch is shortly, probably the end of May is going to be the first session. Again, you can count on this being monthly. And we're beginning with, frankly, one of the most popular sessions we've ever done. It's called Hidden Gems. And it's going to be subtitled 14.5 specific features in MarketSharp that will increase your business. And frankly, you probably don't even know about, or you're probably not currently using. And love this session because when we do it, invariably comments come in through the Q&A window. Gosh, I didn't know MarketSharp could do that. Or geez, I knew MarketSharp could do that and I forgot, and no, we're not using it. So I think you're going to learn some things here that you'll go, man, this could really help us in our business in 2022. So watch your email. Looking forward to this. This particular webinar series, in addition to a strategic perspective with MarketSharp, we're also going to bring in you guys as users of the program periodically who are really nailing it in a given part of the business. For example, we got one company online that really has got the production part of MarketSharp, really operating at peak efficiency, and they're totally willing to share how they put that together and how they're making that work with all MarketSharp users. So you'll see that kind of stuff coming your way as well. So we're excited about that. Hopefully you guys are as well. All right, got a couple of events coming up, live events that we're going to invite you to, and we can either help with comp tickets, meaning free, or very highly subsidized tickets to make your calls virtually nothing. The first one is happening next week. Might be a little late for that, but it's Qualified Remodelers Fast Remodeler Live. And this particular event is focused totally on technology in our business. And that's something that's never been done at a live event yet. So if interested in this, we can help you with free tech comp tickets, I think normally $189. So any of these events that we're talking about here, just request more info by emailing me, tim@marketsharp.com, and I'll get you links to info on it and also let you know how you can get your hands on the tickets. Two other events. Later in May, we got Tony Hody's LeadCon, and that's a great event. It's going to help you with everything leads, not necessarily just generating them, but how to convert them, how to find employees and things such as that. This particular event, we can help you by subsidizing the tickets by $500, so it's normally $595 each. We can get you in the door for $95 each. So let us know if you're interested in that. And also our friend Rick Grosso, who we've been partners with for years in doing events. He's got a growth seminar for owners in Washington, D.C. in the middle of June. And look at this, how to build a company to generate $1 million in income per year for the owners of the business. So this is ideally for owners. And some of you might say, no way, $1 million, really? Yeah, there's plenty of people that are presenting content there that are doing just that. They're generating over $1 million in profits on a yearly basis. So if interested in any of these events, just reach out to me, tim@marketsharp.com. I'll get you the info you need. And I think what I'm going to do to make this easy for you is quickly run a poll. And if you're interested in any of these events, let us know here. And we will just follow up based on your leading here and get you the information you're after. So quickly go ahead and respond there, and we'll get you the information you're after, and hopefully see some of you at the events upcoming as they shake out over the next month or two. Okay, quickly, waiting for a few more of you to go ahead and submit your responses here. Going to close the poll in 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks for that. Looks like some of you said you're interested, so we'll reach out and get you the information you need. All right. Finally, on to today's session. Sorry for all the intro information. Helping your sales team sell with MarketSharp 2.0. Here's what the app can do for you, and certainly more than we got listed here, but we're just going to hit the highlights here before we turn this over to Rob. First off, it's going to help you and your staff stay connected. It's going to integrate MarketSharp with your field teams. Mobile employees are empowered to manage their appointments all the way from the inquiry and getting their appointments to getting payment from the consumer. So that's pretty neat. Administrators are going to be able to easily update employee schedules, etc. It's also going to help speed up sales and reduce customer touch points. It's going to help you with offering quotes. Yes, believe it or not, quotes online, and collecting payments on site. And of course, that helps you do things like enable the one-call close very easily and not have to have multiple visits to do various things. You're going to be able to result appointments on the go. And in addition to that, you're going to be able to kick off automation from the results immediately following the appointment. So that's pretty cool. And then thirdly, it's going to allow you to save and sync work from anywhere, even offline. What we mean by that is appointments, quotes, and notes are saved locally on the device and synced when online. So if you don't have an internet connection, it's not that the program is worthless to you. It'll still retain information. It'll sync up when you connect again online. So it's going to work in rural areas, basements, anywhere. So those are some of the things the app's going to be able to do for you. Main features and messaging. Here's what the app can actually do. You're going to be able to view, create, manage, update contacts, appointment details in the field. As far as the calendar and navigation goes, see upcoming appointments on calendar with map views and drive time and native navigations built in. Quote building, build quotes by line item or with templates that are in the app from your MarketSharp account. It's going to allow you to generate PDFs and send to customers for the quotes. Appointment resulting, result appointments in the field and kick off automation with 0 lag time. Create job with sold quotes. Jobs and payments, edit jobs and collect payments in the field with our Pay Simple integration. And then finally, attachments, you're going to be able to upload photos from the job and store documents for easy reference. So a lot of cool stuff is built in MarketSharp Mobile 2.0, and we think you're going to really like what we got going on here. As a comparison to the original MarketSharp Mobile, here's some things that we found here. MarketSharp Mobile 2.0, users can view and manage their calendar. Now, I'm not going to detail all these things here. I'm going to let Rob in the demo maybe talk about some of this stuff. The MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 can help you build quotes and allow you to build quotes. You can update. Users can result appointments with quotes, can process those payments as mentioned, and upload and manage attachments, which we talked about too. MarketSharp Mobile Original, users can view and manage their calendar. You cannot build quotes, you cannot process payments, and you cannot view or upload attachments in there. So those are some nice improvements over the original version of MarketSharp Mobile. Okay, so with that, let's finally get to my friend Rob here, who's going to kind of drag out the iPad and give you a live demo. And what we're got going on here is we're going to do some screen sharing from an iPad. So, you really won't see the frame of the iPad or anything like that. You're just going to see the screen. But Rob's going to do a great job to give you a kind of a blow-by-blow look at how MarketSharp Mobile works. So Rob, are you with us?
I am here. Thanks, Tim.
All right, let me get you so you can share your screen and you can take it from here.
Sounds good. All
Good
right,
to go, Rob.
Everybody should be able to see my screen now. I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. I am going to take you through a little bit of a demo here with the new Mobile 2.0 app and just kind of give you a breakdown of what I'm going to kind of cover today. Like Tim said, I won't be able to get into every little nook and cranny into the mobile device unless we wanted to take up another hour of their time today. So we'll just dive right into it. But kind of what I'm going to do today is just kind of show you navigating through the map, taking a look at your contacts. There is an employee page, a nice little feedback page that I can show you to where you guys can give your suggestions to our mobile development team. I will show you how to take a look at your calendar, look at it kind of what we call at a day at a glance, navigating through your appointments and your inquiries and that type of stuff. And then we'll show you how to result those automations that Tim was talking about earlier, building out some quotes, and then going into finally resulting the appointments as, if you do create a sale and then creating a job off of that sale, and then doing some payment entering or payment processing, I should say. So with that being said, as you all can see right now, this is kind of what the first screen of the MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 app is going to look like when you first dive in. As you can see, I have a couple appointments on my calendar for today already. But to navigate through the map here, or navigate through the app, I should say, I always like to point out here, and it's hard for me, so I'm going to try to talk the best I can to kind of point out what I'm clicking on or tapping on in my iPad here, because you can't physically see my finger here. So basically, I like to call this little button in the top right or left corner of the screen here a little hamburger button up here. So if I click the little top left little hamburger icon, that will allow me to start navigating through the map. And as you can see, it will pull down a menu here for you right away, which will give you your access to your main calendar. So if I click on main calendar here, This gives you basically a main calendar view that allows you to look at a daily view, a month view here you have, a week view also, and a day view. And the one that I kind of like is a list view. It kind of makes everything very easily readable for you in a nice little list here. And then if you want to navigate back through this, you can always just find, again, in the top left corner of the screen, the little back button here. And that will just take you right back to the main screen. Again, if you hit the little hamburger button, top left corner, you also have access to your contacts section in here. So if I click on contacts, that will allow me to pull up a search for contacts, and it also shows you a little bit of recent contacts that you've currently or recently have viewed in your system. So today I'm kind of it is May the 4th, so I don't know if there's any Star Wars fans out there today, but I'm kind of using some Star Wars characters here today for May the 4th. So if I'm looking up a particular person, I can always just type in the name I'm looking for. In this case, I'm looking for Anakin Skywalker. And then it will automatically just pull down searches for you once you search for it. And then you can click on that name and it will take you right to that contact. Now back up a little bit here and back to the main screen. You also have an employee list here, so it shows you all of the employees in your company as well. And then also in the main navigation menu here, we also have your attachments. So you do have kind of a global attachments. Attachments will be visible from each individual contact. So you don't have to search for every particular contact if you don't need to, but you can always come here to a kind of a main, what I like to call global attachment section as well. Also, we have in here is we have the little feedback page that I was speaking of earlier. So if you do have any kind of needs or wants, or you guys want to put any kind of feedback into us here for anything we can improve or add in to the system, I would highly recommend everybody to take a look at this feedback page and then just simply submit your feedback here. And this will come right back to our mobile development team, and then we can take a look at those and prioritize those needs and wants and get them in the system. So back here also, we do have another little settings button and a logout button at the bottom. The settings button, there isn't a heck of a lot of settings in here, but it does allow you to kind of come in and see your default tax rate for your quoting, which will be set up in the main MarketSharp site, not in the mobile app itself, but all of the quote stuff will be set up in the main MarketSharp site and then transfers down to the mobile app. You will have an option to display time zones, make sure that you're on the correct time zone, and then you have a default navigation provider here, which MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 has some really good map features in here for you to be able to get maps to your appointments and see street views of those houses and such. And this will allow you, if you have a particular choice or preference for a map provider, you can go ahead and set that preference here. Okay, so taking a look at the main screen again here, when I was talking earlier about how to see kind of a day at a glance view, you'll notice at the very top of the calendar, right below the dates here, that you have 3 different tabs at the top. You have your little calendar tab, you have your mapping tab, which allows you to get your maps. And then you also have what I like to call the day at a glance, which is more or less a to-do list of what's going on today. And this to-do list will show you both your appointments and any kind of activities that you would need to accomplish throughout the day. And if anybody's using MarketSharp for a period of time, I'm sure you're all familiar with activities. And those are what I like to kind of describe in my trainings as kind of high-tech post-it notes or to-do tasks. And as you can see here, kind of the 2 I have on here today are basically just kind of call outs to the 2 different appointments just to kind of make sure that they're ready for us to come out. Now I want to flip back over here to the map a real quick here. The map will show you all of your maps, or excuse me, all of your appointments that are booked on the map for today. And then you can always click on these or tap on these little icons here, and it will allow you to begin the navigation to using whatever, you know, map system you guys want to use. And this is where that default map system can come into play as well. I prefer Google Maps myself. And you can use Google Maps, and that will then just basically pull up a map for you, and you can start your navigation, get your directions just like you kind of normally do. Now, one little thing I like to point out here too in this little screen is the back button is, again, more or less all of the navigation buttons are kind of in the top left corner of your screen. And if you want to go back to MarketSharp or change an address, you have the little hamburger button here that allows you to change the address for maybe a different appointment if you need to. And then the little MarketSharp back arrow in the top left corner here will get you back to the actual map screen here. It does have one other button here, as you can see, that says view details, and what that will do is just take you straight to that appointment on the contact record. So let me back up there, and the other way that you can get to your contacts easily from this main screen without having to go and searching for the contacts is you can just simply click on the appointment itself, and that will take you right to that appointment detail, and you'll see the contact as well. Now let's talk about contacts a little bit here. So I'm going to back up and go into the main contact screen. And I'm just going to use our good old Anakin Skywalker here. So when you do click on a main contact, this will take you into their more or less kind of you know, main screen for them. And basically at this point, you do have some other navigation tools at the touch of your finger here. The first really cool feature that I like to point out on a contact page is that once you have an address entered in there, you'll notice that it pulls up kind of a street view of that house right at the top of your screen. And if you tap on that picture itself, it actually brings up your map and gives you a street view, which is pretty cool. So if you just wanted a quick street view of where you're going to go and what kind of it looks like outside, you just click on that little picture on the contact record itself, and it will just pull up that mapping option for you. Street view. Pretty cool. The other options that you have on the contact record here is, like Tim was saying before, we'll have access to your appointments. As you can see, we also have access to building out quotes. We have some notes section down here if you wanted to add a note. All of your attachments for this particular record will be here in the attachment. If you need to upload them, you can also upload them here. You have access to your activities, so your to-do daily tasks. And also, if you do sell a job, you will have a job section here where you'll be able to then go into that job and take your payments. All right, so let's get into some quote building at this point. So once I want to, what I can do is you can either pull up the contact record itself, like I'm doing here in the contact section, or if you go back to the main calendar screen and click on the contact or on the appointment, it will take you right to that record. And then now we can start building out a quote. Let's say that you've already are in the home with the person and you want to start building your quote right there. Quoting in MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 is an actual pretty simple process. You simply just tap to create a new quote, and this will bring up our new quote information for us. Right at the very top, it wants to make sure that it's tied into the correct appointment, which it should already be automatically tied into for you. You'll be able to give that quote a name. If you want to change this name to a different other than the main contact, you can always add that in here. You do have options to make a different quote date if it's a different date. You do have your quote statuses here, whether it's been accepted, proposed, or rejected. If you do need to put any kind of notes, you do have a little quote note area here. And then below here is now where we can start actually building out those quotes. And all of the quotes, again, I just wanted to mention real quick that the quoting templates, and then I'm going to show you here in the quoting prices and pictures and all that stuff will be customized and created in the MarketSharp main site, and then everything then transfers down here to the mobile app. So you will have a quoting module section in your admin section in the main MarketSharp site, which will allow you to create quote templates, give your tax rate, and individual product prices for your products. So initially here, if you just want to kind of add in a single line item, you can just click add line item here, and that will bring down all of your products that are listed in your MarketSharp database. And then you can just simply select one, tap on it, click done, and that will add in a line item for you. As you can see, it already has the dollar per unit. You can mark if it's taxable or not, turn that on or off. And then if you do need to maybe make adjustments on the price or something like that, you can just click that, and it will then allow you to adjust the individual price, the unit of measurement, and how many quantities you have here as well. You also have another little note section down here for quote notes. You need to put individual item notes in here. Then once you have all that, the other option that you have is to show you how to enter in the quote templates. So let's say your sales guys are out on the road and they're constantly doing the same quoting. They're always quoting the same 3 products, same 4 things, and you just want to easily be able to add in those 4 items all at once rather than simply adding each individual line item one at a time. We do have a quote template that you can create in MarketSharp as well. And what you need to do here is just simply click on the quote template icon, and then this will allow you to see all of your different quotes, and then just pick which one pertains to what you're trying to sell. In this case, I'm just going to pick the window and gutter quote because it has several products in it. And what that does then is just boom, adds in all of my excuse me, all of my products and the prices and whether they're taxable or not right there for me. Now I do have also 2 different views up here that I can look at. I can look at a standard view, it kind of puts everything in its own line item section type here, or the compact view, which I kind of like, which condenses everything down onto the screen to make it a little bit more easily readable for you. The standard view does also show you the images if you do, and I haven't unfortunately put any images in on these products, but you can upload images to show you what the image, what the product looks like. And you can have those here on the standard view, but I again prefer myself the compact view. Now, once you have that, you can upload any attachments that you want to do down here. You can basically choose any photos or files and add those in here. And at the bottom of this quote, it will then show you all of your totals. So you have your subtotal, your tax rate, your tax amount, and then the total of your quote. Now, what's really cool is once we save this quote and we go back into it, now I can generate an actual quote PDF out of this as well by clicking the generate PDF item here. And that will give you all of your templates that you've created in the main MarketSharp site to take a look at and basically pick and choose what proposal you'd want to use or what quote template you would want to use here. I'm just going to use the default quote one as an example. And then you just simply hit generate here. And then boom, there's your quote template. And this can be at this point, depending on your device, and if you're connected to the internet or not, you can then click this up in the upper right hand corner here on the iPad at least. It will then allow you to select your email up here, and you can then email this to your client as well. And once you click done, you'll notice that it immediately attaches that attachment right down here for you. And if I go back, that quote template or attachment, I should say, PDF is always going to be down here in your attachments for you to easily view it again. Now these templates here, the PDFs, are customizable. So if you don't like the default quote that's in the system right now, you can always go into the admin section in the main MarketSharp site, and you can kind of create and customize your own. Now, once we have that quote all filled out, which is pretty simple, just simply hit save up here at the top, and then it will take you right back to the main screen here, main contact screen, and you can then view that quote right here. Again, you'll have access to the notes if you need to put any kind of random notes in here. And then in the attachment section, you will then have your quote attachment or any other attachment you put in, your activities for today, and then the jobs. So how do we create jobs in the system? Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is result an appointment as a sale. Anyone that's used MarketSharp for many years now has clear understanding that the only way that you can make a lead a customer in MarketSharp is by resulting an appointment as a sale. So how do we do that in the mobile app? Well, there's a couple different ways, actually. The easiest way that I know so far is just to basically click on your appointment like I was showing you earlier, and then you'll have the big blue result button right up here in the top right corner of your screen. You simply click result, and that will then open up, excuse me, open up a result section for you here to then pick a result. So you'll have all of your different options for your results. And then we also have result reason. So a lot of times I get questions on, well, what's a result reason used for? Well, let's say someone went out and did a demo and they told them maybe. It was a demo maybe. Well, why did they tell you maybe? Well, maybe they were getting other estimates from another company first, or the lead wasn't home or something like that. So this kind of gives you a granular view of why an appointment resulted the way that it did. And in this particular situation, if we're just going to result it as a sale, let's pretend I sold Anakin Skywalker here, sold him some Death Star parts. I'm just going to go ahead and select demo sold. And at that point, it will ask you if you want to use the quote that you've generated for that sale. And I'm going to say, yep, I want to use that. And then you can review and save your appointment down here. So it'll just give you all of your quoting items, what you quoted the price for, and then it also tells you that it's going to create a new job for you with what products you sold and what price you sold it for. And at this point, I can simply just click Save and Result Appointment. And you'll get a little congratulations here, a little confetti will come up for you here, say congratulations on your sale. It'll give you a couple different options. You can move, navigate back to your home screen. You can go back to that specific appointment. You can go celebrate, which will give you the little confetti again if you want to have a little party, and then go to the job. And when you want to go to the job to enter in your payments, obviously it's easy, just click go to job, and that pulls up your job information here. Now, everything at the top of the screen will already be auto-filled for you, so there's no reason to change or add anything onto this job. It'll just auto-create it. And then you just simply come down here to the bottom, and it will show you, again, your job products. And then at the bottom of the very bottom of the screen, you'll notice that there is a payment option here. So with that being said, I can just simply, if I am taking a payment not through Pay Simple, I can just click Add Payment, and that will then allow me to basically create my own payment here. I'm not going to add that in there though. Now, if you do have our Pay Simple integration set up, you can then click, instead of Add Payment at the bottom here, you can then click Collect Payment, which will then allow you to then utilize the Pay Simple integration, which you can then at the very bottom of the payment details screen here, can select if that's part of a credit card or an ACH payment, and then you'll be able to enter in all of your information for that, which I don't have any information for that right now, but just to show you, then once you have all of that stuff entered in, you can simply click Payment, and that will fire off the Pay Simple integration. Now, the one thing I forgot to mention here, and I do apologize, is when you do result your appointments here, your appointments, if there is any automation set up for that, it will automatically trigger that automation and send out, let's say you had an automated email that goes out whenever you make a sale to thank the client. anytime that you result that appointment in the mobile app, it will automatically trigger those automations from the main site and send out your emails and texts and everything else that's triggered off of any of those results. So very easy peasy. You don't have to even worry about it. Once it's one of those things, I like to say it's a set it and forget it type of thing. So if you have your automation set up, you just simply result your appointments and MarketSharp will do all the communicating to your clients for you. All right. So that is pretty much all about it. I did want to mention that the MarketSharp mobile app is basically only right now on the iOS systems. We will have a mobile app system coming out on the Android at some future point. I don't have an exact release date on that yet, but we are well aware that people are going to want this on an Android, but right now it is available on the iOS Apple products only right now. Also, too, I'm sure you guys have contacted me in support, so if you guys have any questions or troubles or any kind of other things you want to just talk about with us here, you can always give us a call at 1-800-596-4368, and that will get you right back to the support team. Or you can simply send an email to support@marketsharp.com. And we will be more than happy to answer any questions and show you how to navigate the map, or the app, I should say. Tim?
All right. Well, good job, Rob. A lot of cool stuff in there. Listen, a couple questions came in. If you don't mind, I want to run them by you while you got the app open.
I'm sure I kind of went through that a little bit fast, so I do apologize.
No, that was great. Here's a question. Someone asked, can I call or text my contacts from within the app?
Yes, you can. When I go back to a main contact here, the easiest way to text somebody would be to just simply go to your activities, and then, if you want to automate a text, I should say, you can create a new activity here and make it a text out, and that will allow you to select a template. So text out here. You can select auto send at the bottom down here, and then it will then let you pick from your available templates. You can also just simply click on the phone number here, and that will then allow you, and again, I'm sorry, you have to click on the phone number itself on the main contact page. I know you can't see my finger, so if you just simply click on the phone number, that will allow you, as long as your device allows it, to either call or text right through the app itself. So it's as simple as clicking on the phone number.
Great. Similar subject. I think I saw somewhere that when you're creating either a quote or somewhere that you can also just take pictures with your iPad or your iPhone, and they will be stored in attachments area. Is that how that works?
Yep. You can, with the quotes, oops, sorry. You can upload attachments right here from the quoting module. So right down here in attachments, you can click upload attachments, and that will then let you either capture with your camera, choose photos, or choose files from your system. So you can just click capture with camera right there, and that will allow you to take a picture right away and just save it right to that attachment section of the quote.
Great. All right, let's see other questions that came in. Josh, are you with us? Have any questions came in the Q&A area that you'd like to bring to the attention of the group?
Only ones, honestly, that you guys have already answered. We got questions about when the Android version of the app will be released. I think we are still targeting 2022, so sometime later this year. And then there was a question about attaching photos to contacts and quotes, and you can do that from any attachment in the app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, do you have any other questions?
I forgot to mention, Tim, I do apologize for interrupting you, but I did forget to mention here that the green blocks on the calendar that you're looking at here, these are your activities. So your activities actually do show on the calendar for you, so you can easily not let those slip through the cracks. So as you can see at 9 a.m. this morning, I had an activity. Well, what's that activity? Well, I click on that green activity there, and it will then bring it up and let me know that this activity is scheduled for Luke Skywalker, and then I will need to call out to them. And basically, what's the purpose of this call would be to confirm the appointment. Now, I know it's probably, you probably want to confirm a little bit earlier than an hour before, but this is a great way to have your reminders visible to you as well.
All right. Here's another question as it relates to quoting, I think. You mentioned, Rob, that to get the products and pricing in there,
Yes.
it doesn't happen in the mobile app, it happens in the main
Correct.
MarketSharp app. Is that correct? So in the admin area, that's where you can go ahead and configure all the pricing, correct?
Correct. I don't have the main MarketSharp screen up on my screen right here right now, but that is correct. If anyone needs help with that, obviously give us a call and support. We'd be more than happy to walk you through it. Really easy peasy. But there is a quoting section in your main MarketSharp site in the admin section for your administrators that will allow you to build out quote templates. So again, if you have 30 different templates you want to build out, you have more power to go in there and build out whatever you need to build out with whatever products you need to build. We did add in, I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago now or a month or two ago now, we added in the product images that we were seeing on the quoting module here as well. So if I do flip this back over to the standard view, you'll notice that there is a product image on the left-hand side of these. Those product images will need to be uploaded into the main MarketSharp site, the website, and then you can also get your tax rate in there and individual pricing for individual products as well. So if the price is always the same, build a quote template out, and then boom, you can just simply add those quote templates in on the fly. Very super simple.
All right, sounds great. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and show my screen again, and there are a few more questions, so hang on, and we're also going to let you know how you can get your hands on the app and play with it to your heart's content. So thanks so much for that, Rob. That was great. Quick poll. Based on what Rob has demonstrated, what we talked about here today, I want to run this poll by you if you don't mind, and just let us know if you're interested in learning more about the app for your business, or if you want to get started with it. Just go ahead and let us know, and we'll make sure to get you the information on this. And by the way, you know, the app doesn't cost anything. If you go to the App Store to get it, you know, all you got to do to use it is have a license with MarketSharp. So I'm guessing that many of you, you know, have a bunch of salespeople, and with the additional functionality of MarketSharp 2.0, you may want to latch on to a couple more licenses so more people can use this. So go ahead and let us know this. And again, we'll just follow up based on your leading here and get you started with the app. And I think you're going to love it. So last chance, I'm going to close the poll in just a second. And then I'm going to give you a barcode, or excuse me, a QR code where you can go right to the App Store and get the app now if you want it. So closing the poll right about now. Awesome. Thanks for that. Looks like 89% of you said I'm in. So that's good news. All right. See that QR code on screen right now? If you have an iPhone or you got an iPad there, just go ahead and take a picture of that thing, and it'll take you right to the App Store where you can get your hands on the app and download it. So pretty easy stuff. While this is up, we'll leave this up for just a little bit longer. A couple other questions came in, and I knew this one would come. Rob, I think you mentioned there will be an Android version, but you were somewhat vague in terms of when that is.
Yes,
So,
I don't have an exact release date yet. Maybe someone else can chime in on this one, but we are planning on a Android version. I just don't have an exact release date yet.
Yeah, We will let everyone know when it is available, though, because we know even the people who do have iPhones and iPads on some of their team members may have Android phones, and they really need to get a hold of versions for both platforms. So keep your eye on your inbox. We'll announce it as soon as it's released.
All right, Josh, as product marketing manager, I'm going to like press you a little bit because I know what people are thinking. You're thinking, does this mean 3 years, 4 years, 1 month, or whatever? Do you have any idea? Let me make it easy for you. Do you think it might happen yet in 2022?
We do believe it'll happen in 2022. We do have the team working on other parts of the application. You know, eventually we will be releasing features inside of this app for both your production and installing teams, as well as your admins. And so there's a lot of work still being done on the application, but the team is keeping up with the Android version as well. So again, I believe we are targeting 2022, so certainly not 3 years. But probably more than a month. So let's put us between that.
All right, that sounds fair enough. I think most people on the call probably picked this up, but the question came in and says, really, who is this app designed for? And really who it's designed for is your sales team.
A single salesperson right now.
Yeah. You know, and I know many of you say, gosh, wouldn't it be great if this app also did a bunch more things like production and things such as that. And Josh, again, on the product front, I'm guessing certainly that's in the cards for additional features being added to MarketSharp Mobile. Is that correct?
Absolutely. The team knows that you know, it's not just salespeople in the field. You have plenty of different team members that are going to be out interacting with your customers, the people who actually install. Obviously, your admins, your leaders are going out into the field and handling customers as well. Our team has a backlog full of items directly targeting those personas. Is how we think of them. But the other people at your companies, we are developing features to add to MarketSharp Mobile 2.0 that will help them get their jobs done well as well. Better, we'll say better and more efficiently. So those features are in the works. And again, as we kind of like add more features to the app, we'll continue to communicate with our MarketSharp customers to make sure that they know when those features are available to them.
Great. Here's one more. And Rob, I know you mentioned you can collect payments using Pay Simple. The question is, do I need a Pay Simple account to do that? Of course, the answer is you do.
Yes.
If you haven't really set yourself up with Pay Simple, you really should do that because it is so cool and easy how you can collect these payments in the field, you know, using credit cards or the other method that's available in there for you, ACH payments and so forth. So get yourself set up with Pay Simple. I think
it's also a very seamless integration with MarketSharp. It is so simple to set up. I mean, literally, once you get a PaySimple account set up with PaySimple, they will actually access your MarketSharp database and set up the connection for you. So they're really, it's when I say it's seamless, I mean it. It's definitely seamless with PaySimple.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to reach out one more time to Josh, see if anything else came in the Q&A window. If not, we can turn people loose.
I am not seeing anything, but thank you, Tim. You're
welcome. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Hopefully you're excited about some of the new features that are included in MarketSharp Mobile 2.0. We certainly are, and looking forward to continuing to develop the app to make more tools. So next time when we do this aggregate metric information, rather than $3.5 billion in installed sales as a group, we get that up to 5 million, 6 million. Heck, let's get it up to 10, not million. Actually, I misspoke there. It's $1 billion a year. So it's pretty cool how things continue to grow with all of us as a MarketSharp group. So thanks for joining us. Again, watch your email for information about MarketSharp Online University in some of our strategic sessions, and do your best to attend as many of those as you can. There is so much available for you in the MarketSharp app to help your business. You really do have to dedicate some time aside to continue to get yourself trained up on using it. You know, don't fall into the trap of just settling into using 5, 6, 7, 10 things in the program and call it a day, because there's way more for you. So little by little by little, continue to increase your usage. I think you'll see that it'll help your business dramatically. So thanks for joining us. Thanks to you, Rob. Thanks to you, Josh, for helping out and putting this particular session together. Look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye now.